I'm at Ramsey Town Hall at the start of the protest march against the closure of the local post office. The crowd is starting to gather down below, and earlier I spoke to the Commissioner's Chairman Nigel Malpass.
Today is about bringing the public awareness to the fore that the people here want both our elected members to stand up and explain what it is about the post office that they can't support or they can support. We are determined that the post office, the courthouse post office, will retain its presence here, and we wish our members to stand with us and agree to that. They're our elected people. You know, they may not agree with it, and if they don't, please stand up and tell us why not. But we have elected them, and this is what the will of the people is about.
There's a lot of strong feeling here today, isn't there?
There is. I've never known such strong feeling. You know, and let's compliment Mr. Bell on all he's done for many, many years. But this is one issue that they don't understand why. And sadly, if it goes down the route that it's been indicated at the moment, he'll be known as the man that killed the heart of Ramsey. That's what people are telling me. So, Mr. Bell, please stand up and be counted.
And that's what you're saying, is that if the post office does go, it kills the heart of the town. We've had all this regeneration, haven't we? And this is part of it.
4 years ago, the Regeneration Committee, led by Mr. Bell, who chaired that committee, had ideas to use that courthouse as the heart of Ramsey. It was going to have a library in there, a tourist board, social needs. But that was overturned because the government of the day decided to move the post office from where it was to where it is now. I think if the first thing had happened, you wouldn't have heard anything about this. But the people worked very hard, and the government has to be complimented that they've spent money here for regeneration. But that's only half the story. The other half is that the people of the town have spent their own money. And Ramsey now has a heartbeat back, and that heartbeat is in that courthouse area. So to do what they've done without speaking to us or to suggest they're going to do has been absolutely terrible.
So, strong words from Nigel Malpass. I'm now going to ask people why they're on this march.
Because I think it's absolutely disgusting that the government aren't seeing, helping with us out with a public service, and that people really have to suffer with losing yet another service and getting a service that is going to be pushed into really inaccessible places, especially for the disadvantaged in our society, and the disabled, and everything else.
Thank you.
Because it's a benefit to the town, and it's invaluable. And what's the point of spending all the money on doing it up?
Because I feel very strongly that the post office should stay where it is and be the centre of the community.
I'm on it because I want to see the post office kept in the heart of Ramsey. I'm a commissioner. I've supported the regeneration of the town centre, and as we've seen, it's very popular. People feel very strongly about this, and we've spent a lot of time and money investing in that courthouse area, and that's why we want to see the post office retain there.
What do we want? We want our post office! Where do we want it? In the heart of Ramsey!
Thank you all so much for coming. We've organised a Methodist hall, tea, coffee, refreshments, the petitions are there. Come and have a chat, see your friends, and let's just get this place saved.
What do you want me to do?
Your interview said yesterday this was a pointless march. You thought it was pointless. Tell us why. Look at your constituents. Look at how we feel.
Did you listen to what I was saying?
I listened to all 11 minutes of it whilst having my hair done, actually. Yes.
Oh, all I can say, ladies and gentlemen, is you've made a good point again this morning by turning out to reinforce the views of the people of Ramsey about keeping the post office open. I gave you a commitment. I haven't got any other way of talking. I've got no speaker here, so that's all I can do. I'm sorry about that.
I'm a gobby-cow.
Oh, well. I gave you an undertaking that we would postpone any decision on the post office for 3 months. That's happening. Work is going on at present with the post office and with my office, with the Cabinet office, to try and find an alternative solution which will enable us to achieve what we've been trying to do and keep this place open. Work is going on at the moment. There's meetings taking place, I think even yesterday. I'm sorry, Barbara, do you want to say something?
I said with the commissioners as well, I hope.
I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying, because you didn't give me a chance. The Minister for the Cabinet Office met Ramsey Commissioners, I think, yesterday. There's regular meetings going on to look for alternative ways of, extra ways of keeping this building going. So work is taking place, but it can't happen overnight. You're going to have to be patient. If there was any easy way, if there was a magic wand that I could wave to keep this open, it would be open. I do support this. I've told you this before. I said it at the public meeting that I support the maintaining of this. As you all know, the regeneration work in all this area was started by me as Minister at the time. It's been a great asset to the town, and I'm not going to see this go to waste and to undermine all the work we've done over these last few years. So you've got my support, and all I can do today is to give you the assurance that work is going on. Talks are taking place between the Post Office, the various commissioners, and any other bodies that we feel appropriate, and they will continue. But I can't at this stage give you an answer as to when any specific final recommendations will come, because whatever recommendations come out have to work. It has to be something that's sustainable and which will keep us the Post Office going for the future. And that's all I can tell you at the moment.
Will you come to the meeting on the 29th and fill us in some more?
I already have a commitment that night, so I won't be there, and we probably won't be able to tell you any more by then anyway.
But you were invited to that meeting.
I haven't had an official invitation.
You were invited by Mr. Malpass via email.
Well, I haven't seen anything. It's not come to me. But I can't come anyway. I'm already committed that night with other meetings. But even at that meeting, I won't be able to tell you any more than I'm telling you now. So that's the best I can tell you. Thank you for coming out this morning. We've got the message. We know what the views of the people of the majority in Ramsey are, and we're doing our best to find a solution to the problem. And that will continue. And that's the best I can say to you this morning. So thank you.
Look at your constituents. Look at how we feel.
Did you listen to what I was
I listened to all 11 minutes of it whilst having my
All I can say, ladies and gentlemen, is you've made a good point again this morning by turning out to reinforce the views of the people of Ramsey about keeping the Post Office open. I gave you a commitment.
Sorry, we can't hear you, Mr.
I haven't got any other way of talking. I've got no speaker here, so that's all I can do. I'm sorry about that.
Well, we heard this waffling very well. Have a gobby cow.
Get up on the table!
I gave you an undertaking that we would postpone any decision on the Post Office for 3 months. That's happening. Work is going on at present with the Post Office and with my office, with the Cabinet Office, to try and find an alternative solution which will enable us to achieve what we've been trying to do and keep this place open. Work is going on at the moment. There's meetings taking place, I think even yesterday. I'm sorry, Barbara, you want to say something?
I said with the commissioners as well, I hope.
I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying, because you didn't give me a chance. The Minister for the Cabinet Office met Ramsey Commissioners, I think, yesterday. There's regular meetings going on to look for alternative ways of, extra ways of keeping this building going. So work is taking place, but it can't happen overnight. You're going to have to be patient.
In Ramsey Grammar School, I concluded at the end that the people of the Ramsey wanted another meeting in about a month's time, and that everybody on that stage would be invited back and would come back to say an update. The following week, when I got the date of the Ramsey Grammar School's 29th, I sent an email to you and to everybody else. Everybody has known for all that
I haven't seen that. All I've been seeing is bits in the paper.
You responded to me. I know you're a busy man and you may have forgotten, but the invite is there. So we hope, whatever else, this is the most important thing for the people of Ramsey that's ever happened.
Here.
We are doing our best. I can't say any more than I've said at the
We're all
moment.
doing our best.
Yes.
But let's do better. Let's let us really find a solution that's win-win. You have a lot to be complimented for what you've done for this town for 30 years.
Yeah.
You have. But this is the one thing that everybody, I mean, look at the people here today. It really is something. And it may not be quite as is. Let's find a win-win solution. We all understand about balancing the books, but this is something that has really got the democracy of this town going. You're our elected representative. How else can we have a voice in Tynwald unless you will stand up and say what we are saying?
Which is exactly what I've told you.
Okay, that's
I'm doing.
fine. You might not agree with it, and that's fine. That's the thing. But you then have a choice of telling us why you don't agree. But you've just said now you do agree. So let us find a solution.
I've said all along that I agree, but we've got to try and get a balance with the post office and keeping this going.
There's nobody around here that would disagree with that.
And there's no easy answer to it either.
No, there
I can't
isn't.
just turn around.
I'll tell you what the easy answer is. Defer any decision for another 6 months or so.
Well, it's been deferred for 3 months.
No, another 6 months after
see
that.
What happens
to give
after
time
that.
for a proper plan that's sustainable to go forward.
That's exactly what we were doing, and that's exactly what I've been saying.
Well, let's have another
and in
6
fact,
months.
I met you yesterday, I understand.
I met with Chris Robertshaw yesterday, and we had a very positive meeting.
Exactly, and that's from my office. It's at my instruction that this is happening. So we are working. It's right at the top.
Well,
it's at the Cabinet Office.
So on the 29th, let's go back and tell everybody how things are going ahead.
Well, we'll get that message. I can't come to that meeting.
Neither can Mr. Singer, I understand, but you can certainly maybe give me a note to read out.
I can let you know where we are
that's fine.
For that night to pass out that message.
But you know, the 29th is important because we know what's going on, but the good people out here don't. And that's the way of making sure everybody understands what's being said.
It's work in progress, and you can't give daily reports on
Alan, nobody's expecting the magic wand to be waved. Nobody's expecting that. But what we're all saying is let's all work together to get what we want. This town has come up by leaps and bounds over the last few years. And compliments to you and the Regeneration Committee that have done half of it. But the other half is to do with the people of the town that have got behind this. And they've taken ownership of this. And to take that away without consulting them, that's really what the offence was.
I agree entirely. The biggest mistake in all this was the presentation initially about the whole proposal.
Despicable.
It was as bad as it could be, and I would agree 100% with everyone on that.
So
but we're past that now. We are where we are. What we have to do now is find a solution to it.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to
But you know, somebody wants to present you. You said you want to be supporting. You have one of the badges.
Thank you.
But let's work together. Let us find a solution that balances the books, that achieves all that you want to achieve, but also achieves, more importantly, what the democratic will of the people have said they want.
Well, what we need to do is find a solution which will give the best long-term outcome for the people of Ramsey.
Absolutely.
It's no good coming up with a solution that will keep this open for 6 months and then be back to square one again and have the same problem. It has to be a long-term solution. That's what we're trying to find at the moment.
Look at this building, only about 25% of it is utilised at the moment.
Yes.
How much we can do to increase the heartbeat.
And that's exactly what we're looking at.
Right, let's work together and get that done. And on the 29th, we can talk to people.
Yes, and I'll give you an update verbally. It'll have to be, because I won't be at the meeting. But I can tell you where we are by that time.
That's fine.
And I hope we will have made some progress by that time.
I believe we will.
Excuse me, Mr. Bell. Can you tell me when the deferral is effective from?
It was deferred from the day after we had the last meeting.
So that's only 3 months anyway until the post office is due to close.
Yes.
So in effect, it hasn't been deferred.
It's deferred at this moment for reconsideration. It could be deferred.
It's not for any longer, is it?
It could be deferred again if we find we're on the right path for a solution.
At the moment, it's still due for closure at the same
Yes,
time.
it's 3 months at this time, yeah.
3 months is nothing because it was April anyway that it was due
But
to
it gives
closure.
us chance to look to see if there's an alternative route,
But
which
it's
is what
still
we're
no
doing.
longer. It's not actually
At
deferred,
this
is
time,
it?
it's 3 months deferral.
No, because that was the date for closure in April. anyway,
The
so
final
it's not been
decision
deferred.
was not being taken for 3 months. We've got 3 months now to look at it.
But
If
it's
we
still
have,
the same closing date.
if we haven't got a conclusion at that date, it could be deferred still further. It could be another 6 months after that. Everything will depend on the work that gets done over the next couple of months, and work is being done at present.
But it's still not extended at the moment.
It's extended 3 months from the date that.
When the closing.
I'm sorry, I can't argue with you anymore. I'm telling you what the situation is.
So the staff of Ramsey Post Office have come outside and there'll be a symbolic closure of the doors. Allan Bell has been down. He says these protesters have his support. The future of the post office hangs in the balance.